highways. And you have to ask why did they do that? Because what they did was bring into the system the Admiralty Maritime or the Commerce jurisdiction. And even your previous commercial says we'll ship anywhere, ship. If you go to the post office after you leave, it says thank you for your shipping, and you may have just mailed a letter across to a neighbor for a birthday. How are you involved in shipping when you're on the land? And
that's how the feds have the postal laws, and this is all admitted. That's what's incredible. When you go to court, it's all that Roman law, praying to the court in your pleadings. It's all there in front of everyone, the ancient merchant law, and any good lawyer knows this, and it's supplanting the common law.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been separated from our common law, and the only way a man can defend is through his common law. That's where he actually gets his alienable rights and everything else. But when you put out to sea, then you have all the laws, all the immunities, all the privileges come from the admiral. And that's where we are right now, and that's why we're in regulatory law. And everything is regulated. If you go through society, just count the things that you cannot do without permission. You cannot go through the intersection when it has to stop there without permission. You can't get into your car unless you have a license. You can't build a house unless you have a permit. You can't get married unless you have a license. It is unbelievable how restrained Americans are, and they think they have liberty. It's not there.
And now we're entering an intensification in this phase where they are really expanding this international private corporate jurisdiction with their admirals, Janet Napolitano, the regional governor, the 10 governors over the 10 FEMA regions, the government in the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, admitting there's a takeover. You have these cities within a city. You have London, the city of London within London, who admittedly is its own private corporate sovereign land. You have the Vatican, that's its own private corporate sovereign land and set up the EU. You have the Washington, D.C., this command base, this district of the Admiralty. And what's incredible is you read globalist reports that are public. This is common knowledge to them, but you tell the general public this. You tell a state police officer that they're really a Admiralty agent and enforcer of an offshore bank, they can't even understand you. But it's absolute fact.
Oh, absolutely. And, I'll give you an example. Here in the state of California, where I am, they have two codes in the government codes. One is 6850, and I'll quote it. It says, the money of accounts of this state is the dollar, the cent, and the mill. Well, they're referring back to the weight of gold or silver. That's what the money of accounts of California is. But it also says in 6852, it says all legal tender notes issued by the United States, and I emphasize issued by the United States, shall be received at par in payment for all taxes due this state or to any county or municipal corporation of this state. Now understand it says issued by the United States. Is the Federal Reserve note issued by the United States? It's issued to the United States from the Federal Reserve. There is no law in the state of California, and I've researched them all the codes and statutes, that says they have a right to accept Federal Reserve notes or foreign product into this state. See, that's a crucial point, and that's in every state.
And that's how they expand the Commerce Clause way outside its jurisdiction, is because when your state starts accepting that private product, you, through contract, are consenting to it. Just like they say, hey, when you try to fly, we're allowed to stick our hands down your pants and radiate you because you consented.
You're absolutely on point. That's the bottom line. When you go and you're hired by an employer, you agree to accept Federal Reserve notes, $8 an hour, $10 an hour, whatever it is. You've agreed to it, but...
And they have the minimum wage law, which then allows them to control individuals contracting with each other. They're taking over every facet of society, including the family, which they admit is their main target.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And as far as do we own property, here it is right here in Senate document number 43, Senate Resolution 62, page 9, paragraph 2, April 17th, 1933, same year that we went off the gold standard. I quote, the ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. Individual so-called ownership is only by virtue of government, example, law amounting to mere user. And use must be in accordance with the law and subordinate to the necessities of the state. Now, the state is not necessarily your state. It's the creditor is the state in this thing.
And notice when you get software, you are not the owner, you are the user. When you buy a car now, you don't buy it. They hold, as we said earlier, they hold the title. You are the user. We are literally feudal serfs and slaves. All this is a 21st century version of ancient feudalism that was operated the same way in Japan, Babylon, Albion, which is England. It's the same system.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the bottom line. And this is what you tax on, using the product. Not on the product itself, but the use of the product. And the bottom line to all this is an unconscionable contract, because ask any American, and they honestly believe that that is real money of the United States. They have no clue it is not their money.
And a contract executed in fraud by either party is null and void under every common law system globally.
Again, absolutely. And at the bottom line of the contract, when someone deals to you a worthless instrument for your actual labor, that is criminal conversion, isn't it?
And that's what happened in 1913. They got the Federal Reserve. They got rid of our senators being state-controlled. They brought in the income tax. That was the true coup d'etat, the beachhead. 33, total receivership. Since then, we are under total foreign banking cartel. And from your research, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Dutch royalty, Queen of England ownership, and they're eugenicists, and now they just want us off their land. They see us as rats that are overbreeding, and so they're now poisoning our water supply and food, gauging, if we'll notice, as half the people on your block get diabetes or die of cancer.
Yes, absolutely. The difference between a Federal Reserve note and a gold coin, if you put a lawful gold coin in a mason jar and held it for 20 years, it would still be the same amount. It would not duplicate itself. It would not increase. But take that Federal Reserve note that draws interest every second of every day, put it in a mason jar. If it's a $20 Federal Reserve note, in 10 years it will have doubled, tripled, or whatever, because it has a rising debt to it.
Yeah, to explain that, 5,000 years ago, a man could buy the finest, suit of clothes for 1 gold ounce coin. You could still buy, a very nice suit and clothes for that 1 gold coin. And again, people get confused. They go, well, why do I buy gold? Okay, it was $300 8 years ago. Now it's 14 plus 100. But how do I buy things with it? At the point you unfreeze the gold, cash it in for the fiat, and now you've stopped the bankers from cheating you out of your savings.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't continue without saying how they defined the income tax on the first case, and it was called Bruce Haber versus Union Pacific Railroad, 240 U.S. 1 at a 1916 case. And the constitutionality of the income tax was pursued, and it is this case and the government of the United States cites as to the constitutionality of the income tax. I'm going to quote what Chief Justice White said, and I quote, "The appellate filed his bill to enjoin or command the corporation from complying with income tax provision of the Tariff Act of October 3rd, 1913. Most people reading that wouldn't understand what was just said there. But he identified the tax as a tariff. You know what a tariff is?
Yeah, it's a foreign corporate government putting a tariff on us. I mean, this is total economic domination. I'm going to have you back up for a full hour to take calls in the near future. The book is They Own It All, Including You, by Means of Toxic Currency, Ron MacDonald and Robert Rowan, MD. It's a thick book, but an easy read. It's about 220 pages long. It's very well documented. Everybody needs this. You think you know it all about the Federal Reserve System, folks? I learned a lot from this book, and I hope you'll go to Infowars.com and get it, or simply call 888-253-3139. Buy one for yourself. Give one as a gift. Give it to local bankers you know. Most of them don't know, because they are now using this to remove the actual resources from us. This is very predatory. These people are extremely dangerous. As you're now seeing, we're coming to the end of this phase. It's only going to get crazier from here. Knowledge is power. The people perish for lack of knowledge, as Jesus Christ said. This book, They Own It All, Including You, available at Infowars.com. We've got about a minute left, Ron. In closing, how do we get out of this? How do we extricate ourselves?
Well, the first thing the people have to do is look at their states as their own home. This is your house, clean it up. If all 50 states were to start tackling their own states and not worry about the other states, we would take back this country within a month. There's no doubt in my mind. We have to change the nature of currency to an honest money system, and we can do that.
Well, if you look at the Homeland Security grid, the John Moore Defense Authorization Act, and all the rest of it, it's all designed and stated to suppress the states, to remove governors. I mean, because they know our legitimate redress is to take the states back and then take the central government back. Yes.
Well, there are a lot of remedies to this, including how to get your state to act. And that would have to be for another show.
Yeah, I'm going to have you back on because I know you've got a really good idea that you've been promoting. And we'll get you back either the first of the year or even in the next few weeks. Ron MacDonald, thank you so much. And, of course, Robert Rowan, also, MD, you're a co-author. Great job. They own it all, including you. I hope you get it, folks. Infowars.com or 888-253-3139. Ron, we'll talk to you again soon. Great job. And let me say bye to you during the break. All right, folks, we're going to come back and get into the globalist. Don't want us talking about this, so they're getting ready to try to shut down the media. Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
Pure water. What could be better than the gift of health for your loved ones? And who better to help you give the gift this holiday season than BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com? If those on your gift list are drinking or bathing in unfiltered city or well water, chances are that water is contaminated with rust, bacteria, chlorine, and fluoride. For just pennies a day, Berkey Water Filters remove dangerous contaminants from both well and city water, is powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, and is great for camping and emergencies. Right now, GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems and free shipping on orders over $50. Purchase any filter system from BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com to get your choice of Berkey Sport bottles, a KDF shower filter, a set of fluoride filters, or the new Sight Glass spigot, absolutely free. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com or call 877-99-BERKEY today. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Give the gift of health at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com today.
Normal blood pressure, naturally. How would that make you feel?
I'm Don from New Mexico. January of 2000, I had a heart attack. Then my real health began going downhill, and I had high blood pressure, high blood sugar, poor vision, and I really wasn't sleeping well. I was a mess, pretty much.
Don reports dramatic improvements with Heart and Body Extract.
I started taking Heart and Body Extract, and from within a few days, I started sleeping a lot better. My blood pressure normalized, my blood sugar normalized, and my sleep really did improve.
Experience these benefits and more when your body gets what it needs with the assistance of Heart and Body Extract. Order at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305. That's hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305.
And folks, I did not expect this at all. By the 7th, 8th, and 9th day, I saw dramatic improvements from taking Heart and Body Extract.
Details at hbextract.com or call 866-295-5305 for Heart and Body Extract.